Hello, and welcome to Live Vedanta, a podcast about simple living and high thinking. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you go into the show notes, you can always find a link to previous episodes, or you can find the whole season at livevedanta.simplecast.com. Okay, we're focusing on the 12th essential verse from the Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. In chapter 4, verse 13, Shri Krishna emphasizes the importance of knowing ourselves through Divinity's classification of 4 personality colors. By aligning our personality and our actions, we move toward peace and can realize the presence beyond them. In contrast, misalignment can lead to inefficiency. Let's tune in to learn more from Shri Vivekji.
The next significant thought that Shri Krishna shares is in verse 11, though I'm not covering this. This is not one of our important verses. This is a famous verse where Shri Krishna shares, the way you live for me, I will reciprocate. If you have no faith in me, you will have no faith in yourself. Put more simply, what you give is what you get. Shri Krishna is a law, a system to empower us to be responsible. Verse 13. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha tasya kartaram api mam vidya kartaram avyayam. Joy. A very misinterpreted and misimplemented verse because of people who don't study, as well as when people don't study, invaders can come and leverage that against that culture, against that religion. Maya Srishtam, Shri Krishna has created Chaturvarnyam, a system, a classification of 4 colors. The colors, that is one's personality. At 4 p.m., I have to donate my blood. I think I'm A positive, I think. This is not determining blood type, the color of my blood, or the color of your skin, or the color of your bank account. Is it red or black? This is the color of your personality. Why did Shri Krishna create this system, this differentiation? Because the purpose of our personality is peace. How can we feel this peace? First, you have to know the sadhaka, your personality type. That would be varna. Then, that gets expressed into your guna. Your guna, based on that, you should engage in a sadhana. A sadhana. And all of this should lead you to the sadhya, which is peace. The reason for this classification, if you know yourself, you know what disciplines to implement so that you can reach peace, realize peace. If you don't know yourself, what you do to better yourself will be inefficient. If you take too much medicine or too little medicine, it won't help you, correct? It's based on your sickness, your body weight, etc. This varna, or color, is based on or expressed as guna, and then gets expressed as karma. Guna, then karma. And I'm just going to explain the first line today. So please, if you can look at me briefly. Varna gets expressed as guna, which gets expressed as karma. In English, one's personality gets expressed as one's propensity. I started watching a show called Captains of the World because I have a propensity towards soccer. I don't have a propensity towards football, American football. And your propensity gets expressed as your, initially I was thinking of the word profession, but I'm going to change it to projectivity. Projectivity. And the reason for that, I'm not in a profession. There's lots of people who are not in a profession. Additionally, projectivity, a lot of you who work in corporations, you're on projects you don't like, correct? And the people don't like you. So sometimes karma's like that. Shri Krishna has created this classification for all of these to be aligned. So your personality can realize presence. But if these are not aligned, living will be inefficient, unevolving. I'm changing that from parampara to varna. That is verse 13. Shri Krishna shares in the first quarter, I have created this classification. Why? This classification is to encourage understanding. Understanding of the sadhaka, that is the seeker, so that they can engage in the right sadhana, that is the seeking, the practices, the disciplines, for them to realize, for them to rediscover sadhya, that is the sought or joy. This classification is for spiritual development. This classification is not for social repression, which is what it was used for, correct? Of late. In the second quarter, Shri Krishna introduces more terms. Varna, in English, is personality. When I say you are a person, your value is not in your body. Your value is in your personality. Our bodies are not that different. Our personalities are. So Varna is personality. This gets expressed as guna. Guna is our propensity. Those two are very much aligned. But where the attrition or the breaking happens, karma should, my apologies, our guna should express into our karma, should. Our propensity should express into our projectivity. And again, I'm using the word should. When this does, there is evolution. I'm going to layer this with another system. Karma is conscious. Guna is subconscious. Varna would be unconscious. How do you change your unconscious? You have to start with the conscious. For your karma to be aligned with your guna, which is aligned with your varna. So far, so good, everyone. Shri Krishna shares in the third quarter, he knew that persons would misinterpret this. He knew that. And that's why he says, Tasya kartaram apimam vidhi, you should know, though I created this, akartaram, I am not responsible for this because avyayam, I am beyond this. He created this to help us but we only use this to harm us. You see the foreshadowing, or Shri Krishna already knew all of this. Thinking more about this, the high school I went to, the mascot of our high school is Marauder. And when I went to high school, I thought, whoa, that's a really powerful mascot. But now that I'm more sensitive, I think that's a terrible mascot. To be a marauder, to be an invader. The misinterpretation of this verse was used to create doubt. Doubt in our culture, doubt in our education system. And that's why for 1,000 years, we couldn't be free. All we were was bound. And I had mentioned to you how important it is for people to study and follow Bhagavad Gita. When people don't study, they don't follow, and the result is violence. But when people study and do follow, then there's ahimsa. If you study the history of Bharat or India, it has never invaded another country. That's not in the vision of Sanatana Dharma. It is not about live and let die. It is about live and let live. All of these truths are clearer to everyone. One final time, in the 4th quarter, when Shri Krishna says, Avyayam, I am beyond this, your karma, what you're doing in your life, should be based on your propensity, which is based on your personality. But beyond all of this is Atma, or presence. That's why I had asked you to analyze, is your karma or your projectivity leading you to presence? If it is, you're following what Shri Krishna shared. If it's not, you yourself are misinterpreting this against yourself.
If you've enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course on the Simplecast browser. This whole season of Essential Love is accompanied by an ebook by the same name. You can check out our show notes about how you can download the Essential Love ebook, which includes tools for deeper reflection on each of the verses. They go hand in hand. You can find all of this and more at chinmayaniagara.com. Until next time, inspire, love, be.